What's up, yo? What's up? You say you got my baby, and I know it ain't true. Uh oh. Uh oh. What's up? All right, so let's hop right into this because I'm hungry and I'm tired, and I ain't gonna be up here long. I know every time I say that too, I'm up here like an hour and a half. Okay, but we gonna try to keep an eye on the clock. Okay. I have no idea if I was born during Mercury retrograde. It's a good question. Not to my recollection, I'm not. But you know, I wouldn't know unless I look it up, right? Or find a way to figure that out. I'm gonna have to look into that. Good question. I say sing it right now. Y'all just need to get dirty as money. Y'all just need to get dirty as money. I don't know, somebody can be saying that. Y'all just need to really give somebody that money. You just need to give it to them. For any of y'all who ask what is this, it's a censer. You know, back in the days, you know, like Israelites, like way back then, okay, you know, they used to have censers, right, with the incense in them. And they'd carry around the censers, right, when they're, you know, praying and everything. Okay. So I'm about to light this and let it sit in here. Frankincense and myrrh, I got some of that right here. That's what this is. Frankincense and myrrh. At the bottom right there. Booyah! I like to still do the, you know, some of the old traditions, you know, back then. I do some of them. I'm about to start doing the Passover again. I got you, Spirit. I got you. See? Booyah, booyah, booyah. Set that right there. Alright, so new members read, okay? Slash, you know, it's messages for everybody, okay? Just the title. Alright. My dragon head does that too. You know, put it on the inside, put the top on and suck the smoke. I just sage though, so I don't need that. I'm just have that burner just cause. Alright, let's get it. Let's get it, let's get it. I'm gonna use the other bells today. Wu-Tang. Alright, let's get it, shall we? Holy Spirit tap me in all the new members. Okay, and existing. Any other light? No, we good, we good, we good. Alright. So, Taurus, upright. That hasn't happened in a long time. Okay, Neptune, upright. We got the number 20 upright. And Sagittarius pointing directly upward. Okay, bonus. Jupiter in the reverse. And Sag directly upward. Again, in the same position. So right underneath the other. Okay, so arrows. Okay, it's giving me arrows that have been shot. Okay, it's giving me like in the back in the days, let's say when King David, Jonathan and them, right? They would go to war with people on other kingdoms, right? They would have the archers, right? Usually they let off the archers first, and they shoot the arrow up like at an angle or whatever. Oh man, the precision that they had to shoot back then, like in Sagittarius, of course, Sagittarius can be significant. The precision that they had is crazy. Okay, like the arrows, would blot out the sun type thing, kind of like 300. Okay, but that's what it's giving me, right? Arrows that have been shot up in your direction. Okay, they're coming back down, but they're coming back down on top of them. Okay, so they shot them up. They don't really have any. The pinpointing, it's giving the Knight of Wands in the reverse, right? Just reckless, just doing whatever, Okay, maybe no training, you know what I'm saying? No training in the art of war. Okay, no strategy. You know what I'm saying? And fighting against someone who possesses all of those, which is you, right? And you got a whole heavenly army behind you, in front of you, to the side of you. And what makes it even worse is they can't see their enemy. The ancestors that protect us, the ones that they think are non-existent, that they're, getting their asses handed to them now by, those ones. Yeah, those ones. Okay. So something's been established here. With this Taurus upright, something has been established. It has roots. Okay. Hold up. Okay, some of you guys will be having specific dreams, like real descriptive dreams. I realized that I dreamt last night, right? I usually don't remember because, I never really dream like that, okay, because of how ascended I am. But I dreamt last night, and I didn't remember it until I was at the gym, right? And I saw this person at the gym that was in my dream, and that was who sparked that. Seeing the person sparked the memory of me even having a dream, right? And I seen this person in my dream. I don't remember why or what they were doing, but I remember the energy. Okay. So I don't know. You guys could be seeing a person popping up in your dreams. Okay. That you do not know. Okay. That could be a part of oh. So this could be. So if some of you guys have, like the police working on, a case or something like that, or you have law enforcement around you, right? Like incognito. This could be that King of Swords that always comes out on the table. So I might have spotted or had a dream about the officer. Okay, I guess that's been working on this detective or whoever. Okay, so that could be something that some of you guys are experiencing if you're going through that. Okay, so I'm hearing a lot of people complaining about, you, okay, old relatives, okay, it could be old friends, exes or whatever, whoever was working together, okay, even if they weren't, whoever has something to say about you, who you are, how you operate, how you get down, okay, and not knowing you at all. They're trying to blame what they're going through on you because they attacked you underneath the cover of darkness, right? Smile on your face when the sun's out, but at nighttime they're doing confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. At nighttime they're doing rituals, okay? Blood sacrifices, paying for them or doing them themselves. Like I'm hearing a whole bunch of people stand in a circle in a room and scream like at the top of their lungs, like in anger or rage. It's like they're getting all this energy kind of like together to like thrust it at you, right? Project it at you to wherever you're at, okay? So that you'll spaz out, so that you'll, fly off the hinges, okay? So they can be like, see, 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 as if we don't, feel emotion and get upset and angry just like the next human does, okay? They see you less than human, right? They see you like something they can hold in their hand. Just, think of an Oscar trophy. I don't know, the Oscars could be significant. I don't know why I use that example, okay? But that's how they look at you, like something that they can possess. The Atari, back in the day, the Atari, like a joystick. Yeah, they want to thrust you all this way and that way, and, you to be used at their leisure. You're not a slave. Yeah, you're not a slave, okay? They may be, but you won't be. All right? So you be seeing 1010 for some of you. All right, when you see 1010, that means some type of major cycle has been complete. Okay, so that means you're about to go through an ascension, okay? Because every time I see that, that's what happens. Okay, yes, of course, it can mean different things at different times. So you'll know by your intuition, okay? Or if you're just getting into listening to your intuition or being able to understand and translate energy, okay? Then it'll take a little bit of time, right? Your doubt will be tested. Your faith, right? Your everything will be tested, okay? So it might start off difficult, right? Okay, but the more that you work at it, okay, the easier it'll get. Okay, it's supposed to be difficult, right? It's supposed to be difficult. You're supposed to search for things. You're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Learn things. Okay, gain the wisdom and apply those things to your life. Okay, so that you don't have to repeat what you've already been through. All right. If you noticed right before you woke up, you probably noticed right before you woke up, okay, that hey, I've done this before. Like I'm repeating a cycle. Like it seems like I went around in a circle, right? Okay, we all go around in circles until we realize that life is cycles and seasons. That's what life is, cycles and seasons. Okay. All right. So you guys can be noticing that and stepping out of that or learning what to do to step out of old cycles, which is recognize that you need to heal, that you need inner healing, okay? All the way back from childhood, all the way up to your adulthood, okay? Everything in between. You got to heal the things that have happened to you, all right, in order to elevate. Otherwise, you'll keep repeating the same curses, generational curses, the same, you know what I'm saying, the same things. Okay, the sins of the parents fall upon the children, right? Okay, you got to break those or else you will have children and your children will go through what you went through. Okay, other family, you don't want that. You don't want that. That's why we go so hard, because I'll be damned if my children go through anything that my relatives tried to do to me. You know what I'm saying? No, never. All right. So something's blowing up. This could be like a building caving in. It doesn't have to be an actual building. Okay. This could be, this building, this house, right? Your vessel, not yours, theirs. So they must be watching. Okay. Obviously, their vessels are falling apart. They're deteriorating. It's like they're rotting from the inside out. That's not a pretty picture. Okay. All right. All right. For some reason, spirits wanted me to do this first. Drag on. I used to love this song. Damn, I used to play this over and over in middle school, elementary school. Do y'all use bush guns? Yeah, yeah. Oh, I heard this earlier. North Carolina can be significant. So earlier, Spirit told me that somebody has some land in North Carolina. Okay, it could be the Carolinas, period. North Carolina, South Carolina. Okay, somebody's family could have family. Okay, maybe that you never met. For some of you, okay, but there's something in North Carolina. Land could be farmland, property, something. Okay, something be happening in the next 72 hours. All right, says maybe I deserve by Tank. Okay, so something's happening to someone else in the next 72 hours, or some people. Idaho can be significant. Okay. Potato. Okay, there could be a corrupt doctor. That's significant. We don't keep that. They could be in Idaho. You seeing 444 or 666? You know that's crazy because I had surgery. I almost died in Salt Lake City. Which is near here. You know, states. So Spirit just reminded me of that, right? Because I got a scar, like right down the middle of my stomach, right here. Y'all see it? Yeah, well, that cut me open. Okay, so I don't know. Somebody could have had an emergency. Okay, ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah, y'all see? Y'all can't see that. Yeah, somebody could have had an emergency. Okay, so this could have been emergency surgery. All right, because that's exactly what happened to me. Like I collapsed at work. I was working fast food. Okay, don't ask me what I was doing in Salt Lake City because I didn't. I'm asking myself the same question. Okay. But when I was there and I was getting my surgery, right, you know, I had minutes to make it in there before, you know, I could have lost my life. All right. And I didn't find out until like the last minute, right? Like I said, I had minutes for them to get me in there. Okay. So somebody could be, oh, okay. So on the karmic side, yeah, I was just saying that they're rotting from the inside out. Okay. So somebody could collapse, never seen again. Somebody could collapse and no one could find them. Don't know where. Okay, why? But yeah, somebody could collapse, pass away or something like that, and they're never seen again. Again, now it's in the reverse. There's a planned proposal. Okay, somebody could be planning a proposal of any kind. I saw a proposal in the reverse. So, and prison. So there's a broken engagement or yeah, that's what it's giving. Okay, proposal in the reverse. A broken engagement. It could be a divorce. Okay, if someone's married, but it's giving broken engagement. Okay, something has been broken. All right, and it's being reestablished somewhere else. Yeah, somebody was a false prophet. Got Jonah the prophet in the reverse. Okay. Okay, somebody's embarrassed. Okay, this corrupt doctor is embarrassed. Didn't I say divorce? There you go. There you go. Marriage in the reverse. Cancel engagement. What'd I say? All right. Okay, you be seeing 1, 2, 3, the synchronicity. All right, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. All right, this is somebody mischievous. Okay. Oh, so some type of sedation did not work, or somebody found out that somebody was drugging them or putting things in their food. Okay, you know, juju. All right, hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, whatever. Somebody could do like witchcraft outside of, from, in the back of a bodega. Yeah, I'm going into a room. It's like you know those things that hang from those things you can buy that hang from the door seam or whatever, and they're like beads or whatever, and you gotta like part them before you walk through them or whatever. It's like a decoration. That's what I'm seeing. Going through this doorway, okay, and there's a back room, and there's candles everywhere, and there's jars. like on shelves, and there's like a little table in the middle of the room. Okay, somebody's going to like a bodega to get some type of work done. It's like in the back of the bodega. Okay, somebody's a missionary, a nomad. Okay, would be you if I'm talking to you. So it's been exposed that somebody's family tried to kill them for life insurance, money. All right, you or someone else. Somebody can be an ex-NFL player. Somebody can be a current NBA player. All right, that watches this channel or that's significant to this read. A Leo can be significant. Okay, fifth house. Creativity, procreation, pleasures, children, recreation, entertainment, romance, and play. New Junction City. Okay. So I feel like those of you that are connected to a person, I feel like your creativity has peaked. Okay. If you have not yet, okay, it is soon to come. Okay, somebody can be in the entertainment industry. Okay, that you have this romance with. For someone, obviously, that's not everybody. Okay, somebody's very playful. Okay, without being childish. Okay, somebody's childlike. The two of you can be very childlike, but not childish. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing two people visualize and fantasize about family together. Okay, somebody wants a lot of kids. I'm seeing the number 10. Okay, at least 7. Okay, somebody wants a big family. Two people want a big family, so it's mutual. Okay. Somebody's asking, do you trust them? All right. Somebody could have a child that passed away between the ages of 10 and 16. Okay. This could have happened to a sister of yours. Man, that's not good. Okay. So a niece or a nephew, man, I hate to give that message, man. Somebody's niece or nephew could have, y'all saw it on the card. I don't even want to speak it out of my mouth. I don't. California could be significant, okay, to wherever this is taking place at. Not limited to, but definitely one of the places. India, okay, can be significant. This could be taking place in India. All right, there could be a false leader, like I said, false prophet before. Aries, okay, they don't have to be an Aries. Sitting in the position of power, or they were, okay, or they're coming down. Okay, got an Empress. All right. People are watching your home, Empress. Man or woman. Okay, people are watching your home. There goes Nevada. All right, could be significant. Somebody can be from Las Vegas or live in Las Vegas. All right. So somebody could have been feeling like, suicidal. I guess I gotta say it like that. Suicidal. Okay, somebody could have been feeling that due to being a serial cheater. Yeah, mixing their energies with so many different people. So somebody could have been a player. All right, when you sleep around, right, you mix your energies with, whoever you're sleeping with, you inherit their karma, right? Okay. Well, especially if you, more so if you don't use protection, right? Okay. And you bust or whatever. We grown. You bust or whatever. Okay. Then you're inheriting that person's karma, right? So what they do is suck your sun energy, right, and they give you their dark energy. Now they're experiencing your blessings and you're experiencing their downfall. Okay, a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people wonder what's going on in their lives when shit's just not, you know what I'm saying, moving like it should be. It's because somebody else is taking from you. Okay, so somebody could be getting a hold on their sexual energy. Okay, the spirit of suicide has went somewhere else, and I just said the word. My bad. YouTube, quit tripping. Okay, somebody's no longer a serial cheater. All right, there could be a victim of a homicide. A babysitter can be significant, or a babysitter who's no longer here anymore. So somebody did something inappropriate and tried to hide it. Okay, and could have unalived someone unintentionally. Okay, something to have to do with your family. Okay, your family tree. All right, imaginative, nervous. So some lies that were made up about you. Yeah, there's somebody nervous or people nervous or panicking. Yeah, because they had a very big imagination. I had a very big imagination, okay, when it came to you. People are like, well, why would your family lie on you? Why would your family? The question you should be asking is, why not? Why not? Why wouldn't they? Why does it take a whole family or a whole group of people, if it's not family, right, to gang up on one person? They're all complaining about one person, and that doesn't say that something's wrong. And this person's minding their business at that. Oh, but they're saying this person's doing things to them. This person's obviously minding their business. So lie all you would like. You can continue to lie, but it's just going to keep getting worse for you. Your life's going to keep falling apart. I mean, it's going to fall apart anyway from what you've already done. Okay? It's going to keep falling apart until you tell the truth. Until you tell the truth. Your choice. You've had choices this whole time. You chose the wrong one. And which is your right to do. All right. Let's see. You can be pleased, okay, with yourself, all right, with what you've accomplished. You can be other people that are pleased with you, all right, feeling happy and content. All right, somebody can like dumplings or be cooking dumplings, okay. I don't know why I keep hearing that. I heard it yesterday in a reading, and I still haven't gotten the reason why. Maybe it's a confirmation to somebody, but euthanasia, okay. I don't know why I keep hearing that. Maybe somebody's learning about euthanasia. Somebody could be Asian. Glad, feeling pleased, happy, and gratified. Let me turn those other lights. I cannot. Yeah, there we go. Somebody could have a two-tone color eyes. Like one eye could be like blue, another one green, or something like that, or just mismatch. Charmed, you feel enchanted by the charisma of another. So somebody feels like you're charming. Somebody is willingly. Somebody is, usually when the world uses charm, it's to manipulate, right? To draw somebody in. Never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison. Okay. Velvet DeVoe. But somebody's enamored with you. They're charmed by you. Okay, you make them. It's like a flower receiving sunlight. You make them open up and something about appreciating the little things in life. Okay, it's like you've awakened someone to the dull existence that they were living. Yeah, I feel like somebody's thankful for that. Somebody has some like really pretty brown eyes. Somebody used that word pretty, okay, because I usually would have said, beautiful or something like that. So somebody can be real pretty or real beautiful or real handsome, okay. A rose is very beautiful, right? It smells great, but it also has those thorns on them, right? So you can be being seen like this, right? You're fine or you're beautiful, handsome, or whatever, right? But you have thorns. You come with thorns, right? So, you may be good looking, right? Okay, from the inside out. But people shouldn't mess with you. Yeah, people shouldn't mess with you. Have you ever been poked by one of those thorns? It lingers if you pay attention to it. It lingers like a bee sting. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's a mouthful. Somebody could like popsicles or something like that, or freezer sickles. Nauseated. You dislike something or someone so much that you might feel sick. Okay, so somebody can be, or some people can be feeling disgusted, okay, by a certain person or a certain people. You're never gonna get it. Yeah, that's talking to somebody in the audience. Yeah, you're never coming back. Yeah, not allowed. Okay, lively, feeling full of life and energetic. Somebody could have, multicolored hair, or somebody could dye their hair different colors. Okay, somebody could have red hair, pink, green, blonde, sandy brown, okay, dirty blonde. Somebody have green eyes, brown eyes, blue eyes. Like I said, two-tone colored eyes. Okay, somebody could have slanted eyes. Okay, something about a person's eyes. Okay, they're piercing. Okay, it could be your eyes are piercing. You know, it's like there's fire burning in your eyes. All right, go to the next one. Come on now. Hold on, y'all. This damn thing is tripping. Friday After Next is playing in the background in my room. Okay, so Friday After Next, something could occur or something could be significant about the Friday after next Friday. Okay. All right, Candy Rain. So for real. There we go. That's better. All right, so we're gonna do new members over here. We're gonna do everybody that's been here over here. All right. So somebody's feeling a wide range of emotions right now. Okay, somebody could be trying to learn mindfulness techniques. All right. Somebody could be trying to figure out what category of angel that they are, or what category or type of spiritual being that they are. Okay, because everybody is not from the same place, right? Everybody is not, you know, the same, though we are all connected. Okay. People come from different places in the galaxy. Alright. So another level of understanding of who you are. Okay. You know, your spirit man, not this fleshly suit. Alright, let's see. So souls, whispers, and oceans of possibilities. Okay, so I feel like those of you that are just awakening, okay, or you've awakened not too long ago, all right, I feel like you see more possibilities than you used to, okay, when it comes to your life, the world, okay, everything that you learned, okay, you have to now unlearn, all right, you have to be, you know, you're a baby when it comes to, it's like being born, right? You know, you're a baby, you start off on milk, right? And then until you get to solid foods and things like that, right? So when you first awaken, you are a babe in the spirit. That's what it's called, okay? You're a babe in the spirit, okay? Which means you will be fed spiritual milk, right? Until you make it to, you know, meat, potatoes, things like that, okay? So, you know, don't feel like you need to rush. Don't feel like you're missing anything, because you're not. You're right where you're supposed to be at the time you're supposed to be there, all right? All right, so we got web of connection. I just got done saying that we're all connected. Okay, so some of you guys may be gaining the understanding of why you worked certain jobs throughout your life, right? You know, some of you guys may have hopped around quite a bit throughout your life with jobs, right? Okay, and it was to attribute some type of lesson. You were there to learn something that you were going to later on use, okay, when it comes to your purpose, all right, or where the Most High is taking you, okay, or, you know, your whatever higher power you believe in, all right. You know, God goes by many names. Trust yourself, okay. Okay, you could be trusting everything that you're feeling, hearing, okay, sensing. Some of you guys have advanced greatly in your intuition, your gifts. Okay, your crown chakra is lit up like so much that I want to squint right now. That's how I'm looking at it. Okay, scary accurate, like scary accuracy. Okay. Trust yourself says let your intuition be the compass that leads you through murky waters. Okay, so your intuition is going to be the thing that guides you. So that is the thing you want to focus on the most, right? When it comes to learning, okay, how to hear what your spirit team saying, your ancestors, okay, the Holy Spirit, the Most High. All right, and how do you do that? You spend time with them. Okay, you speak to them. All right, and you look for them to speak back to you. So you will look for the things that you would really not pay attention to before you're awake. So numbers, okay, 12, 12, 5, 5, 5, 1, 11, 11, 11, 10, 10, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, animals in your environment, right? Birds, okay, license plates. There's messages everywhere. You just have to be aware of them. Okay, God's always speaking. The spiritual realm's always speaking. There's not a time where well, there's times where it's just quiet, right, and it feels like nothing's going on, but something's going on. Okay, but the spiritual realm's always speaking, always. Okay, and in order to be able to hone in on it, you have to spend time alone. Okay, separate your energy from other people's energy. Get them out of your energy. Okay, when you spend time alone, you'll see that people have been living and writing off of your energy. You are the sun. Okay, you power everything. You give life to everything. That's how God made you. Okay, that's how God created your energy. All right, you're a source. You were created to be a source by the source. Make sense? Nas, If I Ruled the World. The album title is called It Was Written. The Bible, it was written. Somebody's name could be Nazir. Somebody could be a conscious rapper, okay, or musician. It's giving like Kendrick, okay, like the way that he raps. Okay, it's conscious. It's not just throwing out metaphors and punchlines and things like that, right? It has substance to it. It's like manna. It's like spiritual manna. Okay. Which is what God gives you. You know what I'm saying? From the heavens. It's what he gave the Israelites when they were in the wilderness. They survived off the spiritual manna. All right, now I'm hearing you shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. Okay? Okay, meaning you need to be fed more than just your physical vessel, right? You need to be fed spiritually. All right, let's see. So weird. For the newbies, the new booties. All right, so clairgustance, the ability to taste something that isn't actually there. So this is a spiritual gift, okay? Okay, so just like you would be tasting something as if you're eating actual food, right? You have a gift, some of you have a gift to where, you can taste things at will or whenever spirit, taps you into that, all right? You'll be able to do it at will when you get more advanced, okay? But spirit will tap you into something like a taste, right? That's not actually you tasting something, right? You're tasting it spiritually, okay? So it's the energy that you're tasting. I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, that's it. That's what it is, okay? Hospitality. Okay. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. All right. Do not beat yourself up. Okay. Do not condemn yourself. Give yourself grace. All right. Writing. Some of you guys can be scribes. Okay. Like I said, artists. Some of you guys can be musicians or whatever you do that you have a magic pen, basically embedded within you. Left-handed or right-handed, don't matter. You're a scribe for some of you, okay, which means you're supposed to do something that involves writing, okay, like you have a significant writing ability, okay, or abilities, okay, that the average person does not have. Venus, okay, psychic power gained through Buddhist meditation. So Venus and meditation. So two people are meditating on each other, okay? It's a love situation for some of you. You're manifesting, right? You're imagining, your future together. You're being shown, spirit showing the both of you, your futures together, right? Okay, so when you're fantasizing about, a future together with somebody or just period, okay, what you're doing is manifesting it, okay? You're envisioning it and the 5D, which is going to bring it down to the 3D, right? Okay, but you do have to do the work in order to bring that, okay? You can't just, it's not just going to go poof and appear, right? Faith without works is dead. Okay. Entrepreneurialism and psychic downloads. Some of you guys can be prophets, prophetesses. Okay, some of you guys can have a business that you use your gifts, your abilities, your third eye to help people fit the puzzle pieces together. Okay. Got Mars, the urge to assert the self, and the sex drive, will, energy. Psychometry, networking, okay, artisan. Tyrone, Erykah Badu. I think you better call Tyrone. Somebody can be tied up somewhere. I know, that's random. Okay, side message. Somebody could be being kept against their will. So psychometry is the ability to touch something and match that frequency and soak up the energy, right? So just like I'm doing tarot, right? Okay, I have the deck in my hands, right? Okay, so what comes out of my mouth is what I feel in this deck. And then it'll come out in the cards, right? So for another example, a book. Okay, let's say this is a book, right? You can touch the book, okay? Match the frequency of the book and not even have to open it to soak up the information, right? To know what's inside of it. Okay, that's a gift. Okay. Everybody's connected. Everybody and everything is connected. So it's like a computer grid. You can basically, say, right? It's like a computer grid that everyone's connected to, right? So you can pick up on other people, right? You can communicate with other people across the world. Okay, I just told y'all what happened last night with me and my person. Okay, was communicating like I'm talking to you right now. Okay, just did a little bit ago again too. All right. Okay. Turn around and ask me for some air. Oh, whoa, hold up. I love Erykah Badu. She's funny. She said, I want these to pay your way and your cousin's way. Some of you guys are leaving that behind, paying everybody's way. Okay, being the one that foots the bill. Somebody could have been or had a friend or been around certain people that would these are the type of people that will invite you out to eat, right? Okay, but when it's time to pay the bill, there's only one person paying the bill. The person that was invited out to eat. These are not friends. Okay, I don't know who I'm talking to. Those are not your friends. Those are not your friends. Okay, you might want to get rid of them before they eat you out of house and home. Unless you like footing the bill for everybody. Okay, give too much of yourself, you will be depleted. That's why I'm about to take a break. Okay, you know, you might find yourself being irritated. Okay, maybe be a sign for you to, you know, pull back and rest and, you know, take some time to yourself. You might get a little dazed and confused. Okay, you know, kind of like a cognitive dissonance a little bit. You know, letting you know that you need to pull back. You know, spend some time alone, rest, like actually rest. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, I'm gonna draw. Hold on. I'll take it. The world. I'm gonna draw 5 over here and then 5 over there. We'll do it like that. Me and you, Tony, Tony, Tony. Boys in the Hood soundtrack. California again. 7. Why y'all didn't tell me that it was? Why y'all didn't tell me it was fun then? You make somebody happy. Okay. 7 of Swords reverse. Justice. The Ace of Swords. All right. On the outside. Nine of Pentacles. Somebody have a parrot, a bird, okay, or work with birds. Queen of Cups, the Chariot in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. There's 10 right there. Okay, the Empress. Okay, so for you new members, all right, you've closed out some type of major cycle, okay, which allowed you to understand that you were in a cycle, okay, or a set of cycles going around and around and around, okay. So you closed out something major. All right, you see where you had your defenses down, right? You were open for the kill, basically. Okay, you know, upright would be you defending yourself, right? You know, standing up for yourself. Okay, this would be like a pushover. Okay. So you could have seen that you were being used by the people around you, whether energetically, financially, okay, it just, period. And now you're balancing back out. All right, you're learning how to balance your energy back out. You can be getting a lot of downloads. Okay, they can be coming in, you know, pretty quickly. All right, it can be kind of overwhelming. So drink a lot of water. Okay. And breathe. All right, learn breathing techniques. Y'all see me up here sometimes take a deep breath. Okay, that's because I'm like clearing the energy. Okay, but you're working your way. Starting from here, you're working your way into this Empress or Emperor, okay, status. You have to learn what's on book. You have to learn everything on each one of these cards, right? From 0 to, what is it? What's the last cards? Or the highest cards? High Priestess and the Hierophant. Okay, basically you have to go through every card in the suit. Okay, on the feminine side and on the masculine side. So you have to master each one of these cards. Okay. All right, for others of y'all. Okay, you built something, you've established something. Okay, you be building up your heart space can be open, like wide open. All right. There could be some type of delay. Mm, I'm not really getting that. Okay, usually I get that with the Eight of Wands reversed, but I don't know. Somebody could not have a car or transportation or something like that. Somebody could be out of commission. Okay. Also, this could be a mother figure here. Okay, you could have gained your independence from a mother figure or somebody who acted as such. Even a family, just old people, places, and things. You've earned your independence. Okay, from those people, places, or things. All right, and some people are being stopped in their tracks. Okay, it's gonna have something to do with generational wealth. So somebody's family tried to stop their forward movement by keeping something that belonged to them. Okay, you. So finances. Okay, so they figured if they didn't give you, so some of you guys have what inheritances? Hey, something that somebody's left for you. Okay, or trust fund or whatever it may be. Okay, this family thought that keeping this from you would not allow you to move forward, would not allow you. They wanted to keep you stuck so they can use you like a fucking generator. Okay, the black sheep in the family is the generator that the family uses. Okay, to uplift their lives. You see your cousins around you. They're sports players or somebody's a ballerina or they're good at these things, right? You know how there's the golden child, right? They're good at sports. They're good at this, they're good at that, right? They're definitely going to the league, right? Okay. If you have family members around you that were experiencing this type of up upbringing, it was off of your energy. Literally, it was off of your energy. Okay, so you've taken all of that back. Okay, you've got your energy back, and now things are turned on their head for these people. And you can tell how who's been using your energy by whose life is falling apart now. Okay, somebody's so into you, they don't know. They don't know what they gonna do. Okay. Some of you guys can be a little shocked to find out that you are an angelic being in a human body. It's not that far fetched, right? The Lord came down here and experienced life as a human, right? From the spirit to the 3D. Same thing with us. Okay, some of us are, certain kind of angels, certain type of, spiritual beings that came here to experience life, to learn lessons. I mean, that's what the Bible stands for. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Yeah. All right. Tower. The Seven of Cups. I'm gonna put that in the middle because it's shot over here, so that's for both of y'all on both sides. Seven of Cups. So it's shocking to find out. So you finding out that people were against you, or the people that you found out that were against you. Okay, it is shocking. It is earth shattering. You don't expect for those that you love to betray you, right? They might try to make you feel like you were stupid or you were this or that, but like I said, nobody expects for their loved ones to betray them. So yeah, it is shocking. Okay, all right. Five of Wands. You could be battling yourself on the inside. Like, is this true? Like, could that? Like, no. Like, yes. Don't doubt it. Yes, it's shocking. It's unbelievable. But believe it, because you're being shown that. All right. Or stay stuck in a cycle, working forever but never getting anywhere. Somebody's work is protected. Okay. Or whatever somebody does for work. Like somebody can be worried about losing a job or something or being laid off. You're not going to be. Okay, the devil in the reverse. The Queen of Wands. The Two of Cups. The King of Pentacles. King of Swords, the Moon, the Eight of Wands, the Emperor. So, what? Okay. So, Taurus, okay, Aquarius, Pisces, Leo, Sag, Aries. Okay. So, on one side, there could be two masculines here. Okay, this could be a secret relationship between two masculines. Okay, or doesn't matter, men or women. There's a secret relationship here. Okay, that could be somebody is snooping. Okay, somebody suspects something. Suspects that two people are maybe messing around or acting funny, or somebody's paying too much attention to these two masculines, these two grown ass masculines. Okay, men or women. Somebody's nosy. Somebody's paying too much attention. This could be a religious figure. This is somebody trying to Bible thump someone. Okay, this could be the son, the child of a pastor. Okay, that is attracted to the same sex. So somebody spying on their son or spying on, if it's not their family, just somebody spying on someone. Okay, why it's their business, I don't know. Okay, or why they think it's their business, I don't know. They're getting secret information. Like this information is coming to them privately. This could also be someone who is possessive over an empress, who thinks they own an empress energy. Okay, for some of you guys, this could be you and your person, right? Okay, coming together, same sex, all right, man or woman, don't matter. Okay, or the opposite, doesn't matter. Just take what's yours and what's not, don't worry about it. These two are coming together. Regardless, okay, something's behind the scenes is meant to be that way. All right, and this person has people spying to see, who's who. I don't even think that they know who this other individual is yet. Somebody's very dogmatic, like religiously, religious dogma. Yeah, and a bigot and a hypocrite. Okay, somebody's cutting off some type of toxicity, or somebody could be healing from addictions. Okay, and kudos to you, whoever that is. All right, in order to come into a union. Okay, it's to be soulmate union. Somebody could also be competing with their. Okay, so some of you guys are finding out that the person that you were in a relationship with was competing with you. Something about your looks. Okay, this could give you. I don't understand when men and women are in a relationship, like opposite sex, and they're competing with each other. Like the man will be jealous of how good the woman looks, and the woman will be jealous of the man for whatever. Like it's weird. It's like the energies are switched, right? The man will be in a toxic or a karmic feminine energy, and the feminine will be, or the female will be in a karmic masculine energy, right? So it's like the roles are switched. The Empress. And just because I'm over here talking about the new members don't mean that y'all don't have messages on this side. So like I said, if it's yours, take it. Okay, there's a tower. This is a mutual tower. Okay, which means it's going on everywhere, right? Both sides. No matter which side of the fence you're on. So I'm getting a lot of shock, a lot of just, your mind being blown. For those of you who are just, waking up to this, your mind being blown about who you are, like for real, who you really are. So you're going to go through a process of learning that, bit by bit. What's this one? We've got a karmic reader that works for your family, or that's in your family. That's under judgment. A false prophet. They're covetous. They want what the next person has. This would be the person that's in a relationship, and with a person, and they'll see another couple, and then they'll try to model their relationship after that couple. So this is a follower, okay, to say the least. The star. So the real person, the real star seed is being seen. The false one is being seen. Okay, Nine of Wands in the reverse. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody's making their way towards you. Okay, you don't have your boundaries aren't up to this person, right? So you trust this person, okay? You love this person. There's no feeling of needing to like really have your guard up against this person like that, right? Even though you still have your boundaries, but it's giving you trust this person, okay? Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Three of Swords. So there's a masculine here. This could be your divine masculine. I could be talking to you. Whoever was with an earth sign could have been, okay? Air sign, water sign. Somebody was very sweet to an earth sign energy, okay? Somebody waited on hand and foot for earth sign energy that they were with, okay? From their past. And then they found out that this earth sign cheated on them. Put them in a third party, or put you in a third party, okay? Could have been married to them, all right? Or engaged. Something was established. Like there's years behind whatever this is, okay? This relationship, okay? That's now over. All right, because you found something out and you realize that you're in love with somebody else. So it kind of worked in for your benefit. Love you for life, Jodeci. King of Cups. Somebody love you, baby. Three of Cups, and they can't wait to see you. Two of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Again, with the spoiling, somebody wants to spoil. Okay, somebody's ready to see you. Like, somebody's like, damn, like, can we hurry this up? Okay, but take your time. Don't rush it, okay? Spirit will tell you when it's the right time. Somebody's crossing their T's and dotting their I's. Moving slow and steady, so somebody is doing things the correct way. Temperance. This is your person. Well balanced, okay? They're healed. Somebody's emotional intelligence is on point. Somebody feels angelic, okay? I feel like you've woken up. You've woken your person up. You've helped something break off of them. Something that was keeping them, holding them, keeping them bound. Spiritually. The Six of Swords. Eight of Wands, Five of Pentacles. There's some type of homelessness coming to someone, or this energy's coming in, or energy of poverty or lack. Three of Pentacles for a group of people, or this could be in a workplace. Some people that were working together. This is a team. This is a team of karmic readers. The Fool in the reverse. Yeah, so you got divine readers, right? Well, divine. I'll use the word holy, okay? And I mean in your heart space, okay? And then you got karmic. This is karmic. Okay, some reckless behavior, reckless planning. Okay, moving recklessly, lying to people, sending them in the wrong direction. Okay, that's blood on these people's hands that they have to account for. Ace of Cups for you, okay? That's blood on these people's hands that they have to account for. They're responsible for leading a whole herd, because people are sheep, right? For leading a whole herd of sheep the wrong direction, straight into hell. Five of Cups in reverse. Okay, you've healed from something, or your person's healed from something, and they've moved on from it. Okay, or they are slowly healing and moving on from this. Page of Wands, Two of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles. Somebody can be maybe thinking about changing careers. There's also somebody that's in two minds about why something didn't work. Okay, so they could have been blaming themselves why something didn't work. Okay, so somebody's making sense of some things now. Okay, they're going back. You know, hindsight is 20/20, so they're looking back, right? Connecting the dots. Five of Pentacles. All right, the Hermit. You see them? You see them jump on my hand? This came out last reading, just like this. I'm gonna keep it to. You know, I don't feel like that's over there because this is a little bit further down the line, established. Get. What's the time? Damn, is it an hour already? Shit. My man, I guess we went up here for a short time. All right, let's wrap it. Ten of Swords. Nine of Swords. Somebody's in their head. Tough. Oh, shit. Yeah, somebody could be having something about... I don't know, this could be like an accident or something like that. This could be karma coming back on somebody, and it's pretty vicious. The Hermit, the Chariot. Somebody could have even got like, oh my God, God forbid, but run over by a car. Somebody could have got enraged and ran somebody over with their car. Okay, or this hasn't occurred yet, so be careful. You know, it's just like when you get baptized, right? I don't know if any y'all could have been, baptized. Something about that over here. But anyway, you're being baptized in the Spirit, right? But when you're baptized, like in real life, people think that that's when, life gets better, or, the devil, don't come after you. Oh no, what that means is that hell is going to be all over your ass. That's what that means. Okay? You get baptized, hell is going to be coming for you. Okay? In a more obvious way than you've ever experienced it before, right? Okay, because Lucifer don't want to let you go. He don't want you to stop doing drugs. He don't want you to stop going to the sex parties, or whatever you used to do. He doesn't want you separating from it. So it's a fight. You have to fight to get out. You have to fight to be free, right? Just like back in slavery days, right? They just they had to fight. Okay? Those that ran away, what I'm saying? That was a form of fighting. Right? Refusing to be in bondage anymore. Right? Then you had the slaves that would tell on the slaves that, tried to escape to serve their own self-interest, right? If they escape, we all get in trouble, Same thing that goes on today. Same thing that goes on today. That's why you really tap into your intuition, because you don't know who you can trust out here. No. The world's not trustworthy, as one would think. No. Okay. Or I don't know who would think that, but yeah. Knight of Pentacles, Temperance. So somebody could be deceased. Okay. This could actually be something that ends in an actual, somebody crossing over, transitioning. Somebody could have been battling something for a long time. Okay, so new members, all right? People are going to be trying to stop you from advancing, yes, but stop you from getting in a relationship, especially because you and your person coming together, all right, you're powerful on your own, right? And you're going to build that, on your own until it's time for y'all, to come together, right? But y'all are powerful on your own already, right? What's that song by Neil? I'm a movement by myself, but we're a force when we're together. That's what that is. Okay, you guys are a force together that cannot be stopped. You can be stopped on on your own, but together, that's why people are afraid. These elites, these people at the top, in the shadows, they're afraid because time's up. Eight of Wands, we're here now. Nine of Wands, the King of Wands. I told you they're afraid. They're afraid of people rising up, of people finding that flame on the inside of them. Being about that action. King of Wands about that action. Two of Wands, Justice. King of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. Wow. My way. Somebody could be an usher at a church. Deacon. Confirmation. Somebody could be going to the police about something. Somebody's person's gonna show up and you guys are gonna disappear. Okay, like it's like one person's gonna come and get the other. Wherever you are in the world. Okay, you're one person. The masculine energy is going to come and get the feminine energy. All right, and y'all are going to disappear. So you're gonna be here one day and then gone the next. Right? You'll return. Maybe not to the place, the physical place, but you'll return to whatever. Let's say you got an audience, right? Like I do. You'll return to your audience, right? You'll return back on the scene. Okay, after a certain sabbatical. There's something being determined in a court situation. Okay, which way to go with something is or was. Okay. Give me. What side is this on? Is this the past or Knight of Swords? The Hermit in reverse. Okay. So this is somebody being ran down on that manipulated a situation and could have used the courts to do so. Somebody could have used their position, okay, to manipulate, to steal. Okay, just stolen inheritances, stolen, things that people wouldn't even know about otherwise. There's people that go into people's family records and they search to see if people have inheritances, to see if people have things that they're set to receive. Okay, people that don't even know about it, right? And they'll use the justice system to steal it. That's what they do behind the scenes. This happens all over. Okay, it's been happening for a very long time. Over history, kingdoms have been raided, stolen, right? History has been changed, right? Traces of people or traces of cultures have been erased. Okay, it's given that. Stolen wealth. But the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous, so don't forget that, all right? You're getting all that back. Spiritual and physical. All right. Yeah, somebody does not want to take accountability for something, okay, that they're guilty of. Type of person that blame everybody else for their fucked up decisions. Boy, I can't stand. I ain't even gonna. I be wanting to fight. And I'm a lover. You know what I'm saying? I'm a lover, but I that don't mean I can't get down, right? But when I see this shit, I be wanting to fight. I ain't even gonna lie, okay? I be wanting to fight. Cause what the hell? What the hell? You do all this evil manners of evil shit, and you're gung ho while you're doing it, so you're excited. You know, you're pretty pompous. You're an ass while you're doing this. But when the shit hits a fan, you want to blame the ones that you're doing it to. Somebody's a narcissist. Okay, could be a very malignant narcissist. Or their malignancy can be showing. Like this could be a covert narcissist, but they've like it's kind of like evolved into a malignant narcissist. Like somebody's not hiding anything anymore. Their hatred, their disdain. The fact that they're a loser, okay, and a user and an abuser. Don't care what position they sit in, okay? That's where most of the users and abusers are, in high positions. You ever wonder why they're all old, right? And most of them, you know, no offense, but old and white. You know, you rarely see any young, you know, new blood come in there, right? You know, Bohemian Grove. That's why they meet up secretly. Bohemian Grove, okay? And make decisions about the world before the rest of the world knows. The presidents, the governors, the senators, okay? They all decide that ahead of time. And then they make the people think that they have a vote in it. You know, oh, we're going to vote for this. And they put on this whole show for the whole world, okay? And it's fake. The different houses, the different legislatures, okay? Fake. They're all under the same umbrella, okay? You know how both sides like to battle, you know, as if they're against the other one's cause or whatever. They all go back and have drinks after that and laugh at the rest of the world, not knowing what's really going on behind the scenes. You hear me? So, wake up. Okay? You do not live in the world that you think you live in, that you've been fed to believe that you live in. Okay? There's way more world out there, okay, than we've been told that there is. All right? There's way more going on in it. You know, we're just like kept in this cage or this perimeter, you know, that they don't let anybody else out. But there are things outside of that perimeter, outside of where all of the rest of humanity lives. There's plenty outside of that. Plenty. But they would have the rest of the world think that, hey, you live in this enclosed space and this is all there is. Okay, so, you know, make the best of it. Like, no. No. No, 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 no. All right, Spirit, take us out. Judgment and High Priestess. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so it's giving me prophecy is unfolding. Okay, there's something that's about to come to pass, like on the world stage. Okay, a prophecy. Yeah, there's like a trumpet about to be blown. So something's about to change. It's like the next phase of something. A paradigm shift. What? Somebody can feel like they've run. Somebody could feel like they've run their course at a certain place. Like somebody could be tired. Oh damn. Somebody could be tired of showing up at this job. Somebody could be tired of this desk, you know, sitting in a cubicle or working this desk job or sitting at this computer. Somebody could be tired of checking off things on a chalkboard or a whiteboard. Somebody could be tired of wearing a damn button to work, okay, and a collared shirt. Somebody's tired. Somebody's tired. It's because your destiny is calling you. That's why. This Empress, your destiny is calling you. Okay? That's why. That's why. You're tired. Something is like, it's old. Okay? And this is what people don't want. They don't want you to answer that call. That's a calling that's coming from inside of you, right? You know, this exhaustion, this, I'm tired of this, you know. That's how I felt when I worked a 9 to 5. The last 9 to 5 I worked, I said I never work one again. I never work for another person again. Okay? Unless, you know, I got my own business and we signing some type of, you know, partnership or something. I never work for another person again, ever. Okay? Some of you guys can be going out into entrepreneurship, all right? Or being led that way. Okay? Oh, look at, oh. Look at this shit. It just fell out like that. Look. Look, if you had any doubts about if something is going to be interrupted, if something is going to be ruined between you and another person, okay, I feel like there's residual energy from the past, right? People always ruining shit for you, okay? Paying people to not be with you, paying people to go the other direction, not toward you, failing their tests, and then they hop on the bandwagon and try to keep you from the next person that you're supposed to partner up with. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. This is your person, for those of you I'm talking to, okay? Not this one. Not this one. All right, last few. Okay, your intuition's increasing, okay, for some of y'all. So you passed a test or something like that. Page of Wands. Okay, you're about to set off on some type of journey. Okay, you're going from the pit to the palace. It's giving me the pit to the palace. You're about to be happy. Okay, you're about to be. If you were struggling, okay, if you were penny pinching, or if you're experiencing some type of lack, okay, you're about to not experience that anymore. Okay, King of Swords. Be an investigator that's gonna contact some of you. All right, a detective or something like that. Telling you, somebody specific telling you that your family was trying to kill you. Okay, like murder for hire. Yeah, it sounds dramatic, but some of y'all family members dramatic. Okay. Including mine. The Hangman. You could be looking at something in a different way. Okay, somebody could have some new ideas or a new innovative way to do something. Okay, that works for everybody. The Four of Wands, Eight of Cups. Yeah, this is a retreat. Two people are about to go away somewhere. Okay, Six of Cups. This is a past life soulmate. Okay, both of you guys have closed out some type of major cycles that you were waiting to close out. Okay, and now it's time for happiness. Now it's time for the sun. Okay, y'all might go on vacation or something like that. Be on a beach somewhere. Okay, you can also start to remember your partner more. That happened to me earlier today, right? I had a flashback of us in another life somewhere, okay? We was living in Costa Rica or something like that, like on a beach. We was driving down the coast, and it was like a one of those Jeeps with the doors missing and the top missing. Me and my person was driving down the coast or whatever, right? And it was something about the side view of them, right, that made me recognize something, right? And it sparked my memory, right? And I started remembering things from past life, and it was just, it's crazy. It's wild, right? But that happened today, so you guys could be experiencing that, right? It's like as the days go on, you remember your person more, right? Not the outside of them, the inside, right? Their soul, their spirit, right? You are two that are as one, okay? And the 5D, you are one soul together, right? And down here on Earth, you are in two separate bodies, right? So you share the same soul, okay? Which means you share the same thoughts, you share the same, feelings, right? One could finish the other one's sentences without, you know what I'm saying? You could talk to each other without even speaking out of your mouth, okay? Which are the same abilities that the Lord himself exemplified when he was here, right? He said, you shall do, great things such as these, and even greater, right? All right, last one. Page of Pentacles sideways. Genuine ain't none of your friends' business. I said genuine ain't none of your friends' business. Okay. Long as we protect ourselves and do it right. Okay, that's right. Ace of Wands, the Eight of Swords. Okay, somebody can be getting locked up for purposely, spreading around their penis. Infected. Queen of Pentacles. Somebody can get, so somebody's plan was to try to, wow. So somebody wanted to get you sick so bad that they infected a whole group of people, a whole community of people, and then sent each one towards you to try to sleep with you. That is fucking disgusting. Knight of Cups, Two of Swords. Infected them all and then sent them towards you. None of them, none of them succeeded. Motherfuckers are they're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're hateful spirits. They're black dark spirits that they carry. Okay, Ten of Wands in the reverse. Okay, somebody could have had a scare. All right. Yeah, the world. Yeah, so somebody wised up. Somebody could have got a scare, you know, STD scare or something like that. Okay, and they could be healing from it. All right, but it was a lesson to them, and they learned the lesson. Okay, cycle closed. All right, the Lovers. Six of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, the Hierophant, the Two of Cups, the Tower behind that. Well, I ain't gonna say who, cause it ain't none of them, you know, ain't trying to embarrass nobody or nothing, but don't matter. I ain't gonna mention it. What's the Knight of Wands? Ten of Wands, King of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Page of Pentacles. Somebody trying to ride in here, okay? Somebody that is a part of institution or something like that. I don't know. This can be a police officer. Doesn't have to be. Whatever they are. They're a buffoon, okay? Person's trying to ride in here and basically trying to tell you that, or energetically, oh, get rid of your new person. I'm better than your new person, you know? And they got shit to offer you. But a soft dick. Yeah, I meant to say a soft one. Okay, somebody's limp over here. All right. Yeah. Hey, you're in the energy. I'm tell it like it is. Okay. Somebody has a lot of misplaced confidence, which I don't even feel like it's confidence. I feel like they're just ignorant. Yeah, they feel like they're better than your new person, or they can, you know, they just want you to be stuck with them. Yeah, they just want you to be miserable with them. You don't even like this motherfucker. You don't even like them. They disgust you. For whoever I'm talking to, this Taurus, they're gross. For some of you, they slept, or they could be married or even have a baby with a family member of yours. Like this mother, disgusting. And they're feeling some type of way because you're rejecting them. They're gross. They can look like shit. Okay, I don't care if they're in the upright. Okay, on this table. Okay, somebody's carrying a lot of shit around. And they want to offload it on you. And you won't let them. Four of Cups. Let that motherfucker drown. Let him drown, okay? Let him drown or her drown. That's not your responsibility. That's who tried to bury you. That's exactly who tried to bury you. And use their work tools to do it. Yeah, let that motherfucker burn. I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. Okay. You know, it is what it is. But I'm going to leave it there. All right? That's the read. I'm up out of here. I will see y'all in like 2 or 3 days. Okay? I'm tired, yo. I got to rest. No, I ain't going to say that. No, ain't none of y'all business yet. All right, but if y'all want to donate to the channel, book a personal info below the video. All right, click more and it'll be in there. Okay, spiritual hygiene, stay on top of that. Somebody asked me last read. I saw the comment after I got off. You asked me about, you know, how to do that. The basic way, okay, sage, Palo Santo, but you got all types of spiritual cleansing agents that you can use. Okay, do the research. But sage, okay, Palo Santo. Okay. But none of that makes a difference and none of that matters if your prayer life is shit. I'm going to just let you know. Okay? You better have a prayer life. You better believe in what you're praying. Okay? All right? Or that will be of none effect. That's just like a cherry on top, basically. Okay? Or solidifies whatever whatever your prayers you're throwing up. All right, a little extra layer of protection. Okay, but you got to believe in what you're praying about. All right, or it's going to be of none effect to you. Okay, these people will try to tell you who you are. They have no idea who you are. That's why you need to find out all of who you are. Okay, so can't nobody tell you anything about who you are. All right, all right. Love y'all. Pray for y'all every day. Y'all know this. And yeah, I will see y'all later. All right. All right. Congratulations. Pray for your person. Pray for your partner. Okay. I'm not saying you're not already, but just make sure you're doing that. All right. Especially if you are divine feminine, right? You are more spiritually tapped in. For some of you, so cover your person. Your prayers, God takes first ordinance. You know what I'm saying? You're when you pray, God moves everything else out the way. You know what I'm saying? To listen to you and then to answer you. All right? The closer you get with them, the quicker the answers come. Okay? All right. Love y'all. Holla at y'all later. Be safe. Be easy. Watch your back. All right? Peace.